Alright, here's the deal. I haven't really built many trees in my Minecraft career, and I'd like to get better at them. So what better way to practice than building a bunch of trees here just on like a creative world? There's currently 9 different saplings that I count as trees, so today we're going to be going through all 9 and building custom trees for them. Let us get started with the old classic, the oak tree. So here we go, we're building the trunk of the oak tree here, pretty cool. I'm using basically just the oak wood block, but then the spruce wood actually works better for all the like trapdoors, half slabs, all that stuff. I think the browns match better for the oak log. But yeah, lots of detail going in here just because, I thought, why not, right? I'm trying to build good trees. Oh, also, we're using mud brick wall because that is a good brown wall block. And then for leaves, we're just going to be using the oak leaves, and I believe that's the azalea leaves. And I'm just going through and kind of surrounding the branches, but not too much. And a lot of those fence gates that are open kind of look like small tiny branches that you would see on a normal tree, right? Smaller branches off of the big branches. And then I've got some roots below the tree. I don't know, I figured that looked good. I'm very happy with how this turned out, honestly. Very pretty oak tree. But next up is the birch tree. That's right, that's the birch tree, and I'm gonna go pretty tall with this. I actually don't know what a birch tree looks like, and if you Google pictures of birch trees online, it's really annoying and frustrating because they only show like the bottom part of the tree. Like, it's really hard to find a picture of the full tree, but I'm pretty familiar with aspens, and they have a similar color scheme going, the white with the black dots, so I kind of went with an aspen instead here. Block palette wise, we're doing something similar to last time, except instead of spruce, we're going to be using the pale oak, because obviously that matches with the birch better than birch wood. Anyway, yeah, just some birch leaves with some acacia leaves up here. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this tree as well. It's very tall compared to the last tree, but I think that's in character, right? Aspens are pretty big. I don't know about birch trees, honestly. But yeah, pretty happy with this one, so why don't we hop over to the next one, the spruce tree. So spruce trees I actually have a bit more experience with, just because I built like 70 of them on AutoCraft. So because I have already built spruce trees before, I figured I might try something a little different with it this time, and you'll see it here in a bit, but basically I have these big thick branches, and then I'm gonna make really small thin ones going off of them, kind of like a fan almost. I figured, you know what, that might be fun to try out, and then you'll see me wrap around all the branches like a spider spinning my web. Granted, the web is not a web, it's a bunch of leaves. Look at that. So I'm spinning around, and honestly, this thing came out a little weird, but it kind of looks like spruce trees that you'd see in like Japanese, Korean, Chinese like art from the past. So I actually really like the vibe I got with this one. Completely accidental, did not mean to do that. I was making a Christmas tree. But yeah, next up is the jungle tree. So I promise I've never played League of Legends before, but I know jungling, that's a thing, right guys? Right, League of Legends people? Yep. Why would you do that to yourself? Anyway, here on Minecraft, the cool epic game, I'm building a jungle tree. According to Google, I forgot what the exact species Minecraft jungle trees are based off of, but they have a really funky bottom, and I think I nailed it. It kind of looks like a bunch of like triangles, like someone cut a cake and then took slices, but where you cut is kind of left. That's my best description. And then I have it just branch out at the top like a cute little jungle tree. Lots of leaves because, jungle trees gotta go and get the sunlight. Unlike this next tree, the dark oak tree. Haha, get it? Because it's dark? Anyway, you might be wondering what in the world even is a dark oak tree, and trust me, I could not tell you. I tried Googling it, couldn't find anything. Best guess for me is that it's just a really old oak tree. So that's what we're building, is an oak tree, like the first one we did, except really old. I don't really have an explanation for what I'm doing here. My 2 sources of inspiration for this tree were the Argonne Forest, which is, I think, a real forest, but it's definitely a map in Battlefield 1, and also my other inspiration was there's this tree in a movie called Totoro, if you're really cool, but those were cool inspirations. Anyway, Acacia time. Personally, I didn't know that acacia trees even existed until Minecraft added them to the game, and I think that's the case with a lot of things, like Minecraft is introducing me personally, and maybe others, about like new plants and animals. Specifically, I want to complain about axolotls real quick. I have never seen an axolotl up until Minecraft added it, and Minecraft's like, oh, it's the cutest predator, blah blah blah. And now whenever I go to like any store, there's like tons of axolotl merch. There's like axolotl plushies. Like I feel like axolotls came out of nowhere, and I don't know if Minecraft was the thing that kind of like introduced that into the public mindset, you know, being an influence on the public's perception of nature, or if it was just hopping on a trend. Who knows? I don't. Next up is a mangrove. This is another one of those trees that I kind of struggled with finding a good reference image for, so what I end up building here kind of looks funky, and I'm not really sure if it looks realistic like an actual mangrove tree, or if it just looks like garbage. I don't know, let me know in the comments down below. I have a love-hate relationship with the mangrove trees that are in just like the natural generation, right? They look pretty, but they're extremely difficult to harvest and farm. And I feel bad for Mojang, because everyone complained like, oh my gosh, Minecraft trees are so ugly, so then they make prettier trees like Acacia and Mangrove, and then everyone complains like, oh, they're so difficult to harvest. Personally, I prefer the easy harvesting, because then you can do other stuff with it than just look at a default tree. Anyway, cherry tree time. I actually hate cherry trees so much in Minecraft that this is based off of a peach tree, specifically the peach tree from Kung Fu Panda, my boy Oogway spitting bars underneath this tree. But here's the deal, although this might be based off of a peach tree, no matter what I do, customizing it or whatever, it's still, like when you mine the block, it does say cherry leaves, right? I can't control that, you gotta let go of the illusion of life. I'm not too happy with how this tree came out, but it kinda looks exactly like the one from Kung Fu Panda, which I was basing it off of, so I don't know if I should, like, you like really dislike it, you know? I mean, I did what I was intending to do. It's a good cherry tree. But yeah, anyway, next up is the pale oak. I know I was just defending Mojang, but this tree is the laziest tree Mojang did. A retextured dark oak? Are you kidding me? So I'm not making another oak tree because I don't want to. So instead we're making a willow tree because the hanging moss looks like Spanish moss. And fun fact about me and Spanish moss, again, didn't know that Spanish moss was a thing until I was watching this video, don't know why, but I was watching a video on like 10 things you shouldn't do when traveling to the southern US by Walter's World, big travel YouTube channel that I used to watch back in middle school. Don't know why this is ingrained in my mind, but Spanish moss apparently is filled with bugs, and that's a travel tip, is to never touch the Spanish moss because you'll get bit by bugs. Yeah, so hopefully you haven't been touching Spanish moss. You got bugs inside your skin now, it's confirmed. But yeah, here we go, we have all our trees. We have our beautiful oak tree. This is probably the best one I did, and it sucks because it was the first one. Although this birch tree, you know, not too shabby, not too bad. We got the East Asia tree, very, very cool. I'm actually pretty happy with this jungle tree, very jungly, you know? This is the trunk I was talking about down here. I think I nailed this pretty good. And then yeah, I really like the shape of the tree. This is probably also a top tier King of Candles tree. This might be one of my worst trees that I built today. Very odd. I don't know. I didn't really know what to do with that one. This is also one that I'm kind of unsure about because acacia trees are so weird. But I think it looks like an acacia tree. Maybe it has too many branches. Who knows? We got my funky mangrove tree that kind of looks like a Dodrio. I think that's a Pokemon. I don't really know. But yeah, it kind of looks like that, and it's another funky tree. My time has come. And then I fade off into flowers. Very cool. I'm pretty happy with this, honestly. This is a good tree. This one also very good tree. Really like the willow here. But yeah, thank you all for watching this wonderful episode of, I guess this is just a standalone, never mind. Yeah, I'm kind of just prepping up videos because I'm going to be on vacation, but this is the last video, and then we should be back to normal content. But yeah, hopefully you guys didn't even realize I was gone. Mwahahaha. Yeah, I have a flight to Tokyo in like 5 hours. I'm up very late making Minecraft content just so I can keep my weekly streak of uploads. Mmm, delicious.